I'll tell you what, lads, Howard Webb is a bullshitter of the very highest order. In his show Match Officials Mic'd Up, he discusses the most dogshit decisions made by officials in the Premier League with the charisma vacuum that is Michael Owen. In this edition, he attempted to gaslight supporters yet again by claiming that Forest should have only had one penalty against Everton. Let's get this straight. All three of the incidents involving Ashley Young were infringements, and on-field official Anthony Taylor should have pointed to the spot. He didn't, and Luton fan Stuart Atwell on VAR ensured that remained the case despite having the benefit of slow-motion replays. What Webb's attempting to do here is simple. He can't admit all three were pens, because then he'd be fucking over his mates within the PGMOL, but also doesn't have the balls to say that none of the incidents were penalties either, because then supporters up and down the country would have their pitchforks out. He's taking the safe option and in turn blatantly lied to all those who were tuning in. Honestly, the man should be a politician, because he's mastered the art of the word salad. Even for the third foul by Ashley Young, which is as stonewall a penalty as you're ever going to see, he states, considering the circumstances at hand, an intervention would have been preferred and quite possibly come out with a different outcome. Mate, what the actual fuck are you getting at? Just call a spade a spade. It's a bloody penalty. What's worse is the communication that took place between the on-field referee and VAR. Initially, outlets like the Telegraph claimed the audio for this was missing, and upon listening into what was said, perhaps that would have been a better outcome for the PGMOL, because what actually took place can only be described as a wind-up. First, you had Anthony Taylor repeatedly screaming he plays the ball, and Stuart Atwell, likely murmuring up the Hatters under his breath, sees Young clattering through the back of Hudson-Odoi before insinuating that it was just a coming together. At this stage, they might as well just admit to corruption, because if this is incompetence, you have to question if they have a brain cell between them. In regards to the other two incidents within the game, Howard Webb refused to get into a discussion, instead choosing to brush them under the carpet as subjective calls. Surely, with the rules in place and a bit of common sense, you can come to the correct conclusion on essentially every occasion, but officials prefer hiding behind this whole clear and obvious bollocks, which needs to go in the bin. It's either a foul or not a foul, and you can't have two different outcomes just because the on-field referee decided to go one way rather than the other. As for Sky Sports and the rest of the legacy media, they're so out of touch with fans that it almost beggars belief. You've got that Bell and Rob Dorset stating that Nottingham Forest need to be heavily punished, even though all they've done is voice their opinion in the face of injustice, and by doing so said what literally everyone else is thinking, yet apparently they're the bad guys here. It's an utter joke, and something needs to give very quickly, otherwise we might end up like Turkey, where clubs explicitly accuse the authorities of corruption and threaten to quit the league as a whole. Do let me know your own take down below, subscribe to my channel to try and help me get to 7,000, I'm only about 60 people away now, and I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Peace.